Well, here's a video I never thought I'd have to make. Recall back in late 2022 when the Angry Birds merchandise community was blindsided by the return of Commonwealth, not so expertly disguised as Mighty Mojo Toys. I still see folks clearly missing the plot here when this reality is staring them right in the face. How else do you think Mojo was able to stay so faithful to the originals? I, of course, was most excited to see this, as there was a small hope that we could potentially see the return of many other Commonwealth products via Mojo, as they clearly had kept the patterns after all these years. In order for that to happen, though, Mojo would have to sell quite a few toys. While I may not be privy as to how many Mojo has ended up selling, as it turns out, I do know it was about 15,000 pieces. Is that any good? I don't know, but it sure sounds pretty good. It's clear they ended up selling off all the J22 batch plushies Commonwealth initially made for them, as that's not what you'll receive if you order one today. In fact, what you actually end up getting is frankly anything but. And look, while I appreciate Mojo reaching out to me back when they were debuting this whole new product line, as an honest consumer and somebody who is more than detail-oriented, I can't look past the blatant false advertising at play here. So today, I'm here to call you out, B&B Systems. You are still advertising your product with Commonwealth stock photos promising quality you cannot live up to. Now, what is this bloke going on about here? This is total nonsense. Well, turns out, after Commonwealth made them all of the originals, Mojo then turned around and poached the patterns for a few of the characters, and contracted their own factory to start producing the toys. This wouldn't be a problem if the new ones were one-to-one with the J22s, but what came out of this certainly was not what they advertise. Crooked seams, wonky proportions, inconsistent fonts on the label, the MHP is still there by the way, character selection cut in half, and a hang tag sloppily placed on their projections. What I'm showing you is the real Mighty Mojo Toys, or should I say shoddy so-so toys, ripping off another company's property and lacking care for detail. These are what I call quote-unquote pure Mojos. The original 2022 Commonwealth batch, although they weren't perfect, it's clear to me, and I stated this in my original review, these were actually even higher quality than the ones from the 2010s. Better stuffing and a new mink pile supplier made them really pop, and the new 12-inch eagle was a real highlight, offering what was a limited edition character at a lower price point in a unique size. Character selection could have used a bit more thought, but I think that's something you can peg on either Rovio or Mojo. Same with the whole 8-inch thing. It's a lovable size for sure, but that's not one that's for everybody. And at $24.99, these were nearly $10 more than the originals, which usually had sound. But you'd almost have to expect that given all the hands at play here, plus inflation, yada yada. Instead of going back to CWT for another batch, Mojo decided to save a buck by making product of their own, which really they should have been doing from the start. But rather than coming up with their own signature product, they once again stole from CWT, as many others have done before. But clearly, based on what's out there and what they currently sell today, they were only able to make Red, Chuck, Bomb, and the Pig. Don't know if the others were unable to be poached, or if Mojo just didn't think they'd sell as well going forwards, but at least they were spared from Mojo QC. The Mighty Eagle was the headliner of the set, so it's odd to see them skimp out on him. And you know, I say that, I'm actually mid-video production right now, it turns out that they have gotten their hands on the Mighty Eagle too. And oh my goodness! What the fuck happened to his skull? The poor guy, oh my god! And by the way, thanks to Wario for contributing to plush science. So for you, the average consumer like myself, don't fall for this shit. Don't turn a blind eye to a company that couldn't care less for the brand they have the rights to. And don't let them blatantly false advertise the product they're trying to charge a premium for. Continually, they put out these half-assed photoshops in their socials that tout their high-quality products, and live off the positive reception CWT gifted them. In this last bit, this is a call out to you, Rovio. Drop the shenanigans. Let's get the Angry Birds license back into the hands of Commonwealth. They're the most iconic and historic licensee in the history of your franchise. It just doesn't make any sense when you two aren't working together. But it can only be done right if both sides set aside what was and come together to make quality product that is true to the brand's identity. And with that said, if you have any comments, questions, or complaints, talking to you, B&B. you can let me know down in the comment section below. And with that I say, peace out.